Hello, a few people were asking about exercises which would go towards suppling the hip joint when they're riding. So I thought I would put together a small video with a very simple exercise that will help towards suppling the hip joint. You can do this on or off the horse. If you decide to do it off the horse, you might decide to have a chair handy just to rest on. So here goes. Standing on the floor, you're going to lift each leg individually. It really doesn't matter which leg you start with, whichever pleases you to start with will be fine. Raise your leg up about this angle and then slowly open the hip joint only as far as feels comfortable. You're not looking to strain yourself, you're not looking to push any muscles further than they want to be pushed. Try to keep this hip facing forward. Open the hip joint and with your heel leading, forget about your toes, with your heel leading, push the leg downwards. So what you're trying to do is feel that your heel is managing the leading and managing the pushing. And do this exercise 2 or 3 times only. So raise the knee, open the hip joint only as far as feels comfortable, and then with your heel leading, push your leg down and then bring your leg in again. Now change legs. As I said, it really doesn't matter which leg you start with. Raise the other leg, again thinking of keeping this hip facing forward, because if you twist all of you, then you're not working towards opening the hip joint. So think of this hip staying forward and this knee raised about here, then slowly opening the joint only as far as feels comfortable. This is an individual thing. Some of you will already be able to open the hip joint further than others. It doesn't matter. It's very much individually based on where your level of suppleness already is. Open the hip joint only as far as feels comfortable, and then with your heel, push down. Bring the leg in, raise the knee, open the hip joint, always keeping this hip facing as far forward as you can, and then push down with your heel. And just do the exercise 2 or 3 times only. Now if you decide to do this on the horse, you can either do this using each leg individually, just the same as if you're standing, or you can do it using both legs together. Now if you're going to do this on the horse, please gather up the reins or get someone to stand at the horse's head. Don't just drop the reins on the horse's neck and hope that the horse won't move off. And something else to consider is whether your horse is actually used to something up behind it, because you don't want the horse to spook. So if you are not going to have somebody holding the horse's head, gather up the reins, put your hands under the front of the saddle, and then you can either do the exercise with each leg individually, or if you decide to do it with both legs together, raise your legs up to about this angle, slowly open the joint, and with your heels, push down. Trying to sit up tall when you do this. Bring your legs in towards the saddle, raise your knees up, open the hip joint, only as far as feels comfortable, otherwise you risk hurting yourself. Push down with the heel, legs in, and do this one more time. And then finish, because too many repetitions of this exercise will make you just feel sore, which defeats the object. Now if you do the exercise 2 or 3 times every time you sit on the horse, over a period of time you should begin to feel that your hip joint is beginning to supple. When the hip joint is suppler, it's much easier to ride the canter and to ride the trot. Just much easier with suppler hips. So yes, repeat this exercise every time you sit on the horse, or even when you're not sitting on the horse. So please let me know if you think it helps.